Most people look at me and see a monster, but they don't see the silence. They don't see the loneliness that eats you from the inside, until there is nothing left but a cold, dark hunger. My name is Jeffrey, and I just wanted to keep them forever.
When the police finally entered apartment 213, they didn't just find a crime scene. They found a temple built to honor the darkness, and some secrets were never meant to be uncovered.
In my apartment, in room 213, I was finally the king of my own world. It was a kingdom of blue vats, chemical smells, and Polaroid memories. People ask about the smell. You get used to it. I wasn't trying to be evil. I was just trying to create a companion that would stay. But they always broke. Everything breaks eventually.
Jeffrey, look at me. Focus. We found the Polaroids in the drawer. Why did you take them? What was the purpose of the photos?
Those photographs weren't just trophies. They were blueprints, a desperate attempt to freeze a moment of perfect, motionless beauty. It was a fascination that didn't start in apartment 213, but years earlier, with the discovery of what lay hidden beneath the skin.
It started with the roadkill, the bones. My father thought it was a hobby. I knew it was a calling. There is a certain peace in the anatomy of the dead. They don't judge you. They don't leave you. I wasn't like the other kids. I didn't want to play. I wanted to see what was inside.
You talk about your father, about the bones. But the neighbors in North 27th Street, they complained about the smell for months. They heard the power saw, Jeffrey. What were you doing in that kitchen at 3 a.m.?
The detective spoke of noise and smell, but he couldn't grasp the cold reality. In that kitchen, Jeffrey wasn't a man anymore. He was a processor, a machine that turned human beings into specimens. Every movement was surgical, calculated, and devoid of any scrap of emotion. The power saw was no longer a tool. It was the instrument of a permanent goodbye. He was dissolving the evidence of their lives, 1 hour at a time, in the center of a silent city. At 3 a.m., the blue barrels were the only things that kept him company. He had finally found a way to make sure they stayed forever.
It wasn't about the violence. It was about the control. I just wanted to keep them with me, any way I could. In that apartment, I was finally the one who decided who stays and who goes.
How many, Jeffrey? Just give us a number. We know about the barrel in the corner. We know what's inside. How many people did you bring to room 213?
The room went cold as the weight of 17 lives filled the space between them. For years, Jeffrey had walked among us, a face in the crowd, a quiet neighbor. He proved that the greatest monsters don't have fangs. They have ordinary apartments and ordinary smiles. Jeffrey didn't look like a nightmare. He looked like a man who had finally run out of secrets. Now, there was nothing left but the truth and the question he wanted to ask the world.
Now they have me in this room. The lights are too bright. The questions never end. But tell me, now that you've heard my voice, do you still feel safe? Or do you wonder if the person sitting next to you right now has a collection of their own?
Jeffrey Dahmer's reign of terror ended on July 22, 1991, when Tracy Edwards escaped his apartment and flagged down police. Inside, investigators found a house of horrors that defied human comprehension. He was sentenced to 15 terms of life imprisonment. justice was served not by the state, but by a fellow inmate. In 1994, Dahmer was beaten to death in prison, taking his darkness with him. The darkness has many faces. If you want to see more investigations like this, support us with a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.